Hi, it's Steve from Parts Select. In this video, we'll show you how easy it is to change the high limit thermostat on your dryer. Although the dryer shown here today may be different than yours, the procedures for testing and replacing the part are very similar. As with any appliance repair that requires disassembly, the first thing we'll need to do is to disconnect the power. As with most dryers, you may need to remove the back panel as well. That typically will require pulling the dryer forward enough that you can also disconnect the vent. Now with this particular model of dryer, our first step is to remove the main top. To do so, we'll need to remove two screws located at the rear. Well, next, we'll grasp on both sides of that main top. Just pull it back about an inch, and then we can lift it off and set it aside. Now our next step will be to remove the control panel assembly. And there are some plastic clips located on the back edge of that. So we simply need to lift up and pull forward on that console. Now with the tabs across the top released, our next step will be to roll that console forward and disengage the tabs on the bottom. We need to take note where those tabs fit into the front panel when it comes time to reassemble this dryer. There will be two slotted openings on either side and two more in the middle that we need to line those pins up with when we reinstall that console. Now before we can remove that completely from the dryer, we'll need to disconnect a harness. With the wiring harness connector, there is a locking tab that we'll need to depress and separate the two halves. Now with this model, our next step is to remove that front panel and door assembly. It's held in place with some screws across the top of the front panel, and there's also two through the front into the lint filter housing. So we'll begin by opening up the door. Next, we'll remove the four screws securing that front panel. Now next, we need to release these two spring clips that secure that front panel to that support bracket. So using a flat blade screwdriver, we're simply going to depress that clip while pulling forward on the front panel. Now next, we'll carefully tilt that front panel towards us. There is a harness connected to the door switch that we next need to release. Simply grasp the connector and disconnect it from the switch, and then we can tilt that panel down and remove it. Just lift up on the panel and remove it from the tabs located on the base. Now our next step on this model is to remove the support piece across the top front of the cabinet. It's held in place with two screws on either side, and there's also one located right up on the top that secures the mounting bracket for the control board. Now next, we'll lift up on that support bracket to remove it from the cabinet. And we'll take note that there are some metal tabs that are part of that support bracket that fit into slotted openings on the cabinet. We'll want to make sure that when we reinstall this bracket that we have those properly aligned. As well, in the center, there is a slotted opening for the tab on the front bulkhead that fits up through there as well. Now when we lift this bracket off, we'll also note that there was a harness attached to the back of it, and we'll need to release that from the restraints. Once we've released those tabs from the cabinet, we're going to rotate that support bracket so that we can access the harness in behind. Now our next step will be to release that harness from these restraints that are located on our bulkhead. The front bulkhead is held to the cabinet by four tabs. Each of those has a screw through the center of them. We'll need to remove those, as well as there is one screw down in the inlet duct assembly that needs to be removed. And also remember to disconnect the harness for the dryness sensor. Now the harness for that dryness sensor does have a locking tab on it that you'll need to depress. So grasp both sides of the connector, depress the locking tab, and then separate it. Be sure to remove that screw on the inlet duct assembly. Next, we'll remove those four retaining screws for the tabs on that bulkhead. Now those tabs fit into keyhole slots on the cabinet, so we'll need to lift up on that bulkhead and then pull it forward to remove it. Then we can pull that bulkhead away and set it aside. Now our next step is to remove the drum. Now to do so, we'll need to release the belt from both the idler pulley and the motor pulley. Typically to do this, we'll reach in from the front with both hands, locate the belt and the pulleys, pull back on the idler pulley to release the tension on the belt, and then roll it off of those two pulleys. We can then lift the drum out of the dryer and we'll have full access to change the part. Now, once we've released that belt, we can then use that to lift the drum up and pull it out of the dryer cabinet. And just make sure that we have lots of slack in that belt, that we're not wrapped around either of those pulleys. Lift up on the drum and pull it out through, and we'll set that aside. Now with the drum out of the way, we've located the high limit thermostat. Now to test this, we're going to need to remove at least one of the two wires that are attached. So using either a flat blade screwdriver or a pair of needle nose pliers, we'll pry that terminal off. We'll try not to wiggle the wire back and forth as it tends to stretch the terminal end. So simply pull that off, and then we'll test that thermostat with a multimeter. We'll start by selecting an ohms scale. We'll test the meter by touching two leads together. And with a digital meter like this, it should read something close to 0. And an analog meter, it should do the same. Well, next we'll put those two leads on the terminals of the thermostat itself. And if you get any reading besides a 0 ohm, that would indicate that the thermostat is open circuit and needs to be replaced. Now to replace the thermostat, we'll next need to remove the opposite lead. Again, use a flat blade screwdriver or a pair of needle nose pliers. Remove the mounting screws for the thermostat. And remove the old thermostat. Place the new thermostat in position. Secure it with the retaining screws. We'll also want to check the condition of the terminals. If there's any signs of arcing or corrosion, you'll need to replace those. And it's also imperative that they fit on really tight on the terminals of the thermostat itself. Now, if you have found a defective high limit thermostat on your dryer, besides replacing it, we'll also need to look at what may have caused it to fail. The high limit thermostat on your dryer is used as a safety device. It monitors the temperature in the heating chamber, and if we have a restricted airflow, temperature may rise and the thermostat should cycle off. They are not designed to cycle on and off on a repeated basis. So if it's failed, it's a good indication that we have a problem with our venting. So the next thing you'll need to do is completely clean the vent both inside and out and verify that you have adequate airflow. Now that we've replaced the part, we're ready to reassemble the dryer. We want to make sure that when we put the drum back into the dryer that we properly thread the belt around both the motor and the idler pulleys, and be sure that we reconnect all of the harness connectors that we've disconnected during our disassembly procedure. Thank you so much for watching this video. We certainly hope that you now have the confidence to not only test but replace the high limit thermostat on your dryer. If you require a high limit thermostat for your dryer, be sure to visit our website, enter your model number, and we'll have the right part for you. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss a thing.